Next time you're gonna order Uber Eats, don't use that $20 to buy a Mercedes G-Wagon. Why? Because you can write it off as a business expense for the LLC that you registered earlier in the morning. Now you're gonna drive that G-Wagon for 24 hours for Uber Eats delivering food. And then you're gonna use that money that you just made to get an FHA loan that you can get a rental property with. Once you get the rental property, you're gonna rent out all the 4 units. You're gonna sleep in the bathroom. This way you don't have to pay rent. And you're gonna use what's called monthly recurring revenue. That's passive income. Now, what you're gonna do with that passive income is buy my course.
Hello everyone, this is Emmanuel Cook. We will be reacting to a new video today, so make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe down below, and let's get into the video.
It's always really funny to me to see financial gurus be like, anyone can make $1 million in a year, it's easy, here's how you do it. Because every single time without fail, the next thing they say is either already be rich or commit fraud.
Tried to tell y'all the stock market was gonna crash, and you should have bought my online course. I've been predicting it. Okay, but you've been predicting it's gonna crash every single day for 3 years now. That's how predictions work. You just say something is gonna happen every single day of your life until it actually happens, and then it makes you smarter than everyone. But like, does that even count as a prediction? Yes, I said it. It happened. It's dicted. It just sounds like you took something that was an inevitability and tried to profit off of people's fear, even though you were wrong like 99.9% of the time. First of all, a 1% success rate on predictions is pretty good. All right, but I wouldn't expect you to understand that because you're not learnt in finance. That's a 0.1% win rate. Second of all, it's not my job to be right or whatever, okay? It's my job to tell people something that's gonna stress them out every single day until eventually it happens. Right. So what do people do now? Buy my course, baby. That's always the answer. Buy my course.
Since making this TikTok page, it has become glaringly obvious to me why women don't feel comfortable talking about finances. So I've now had 2 videos talking about finances that have gotten decently popular, and they got that way because the comments are just horrific. And I think part of the problem is because TikTok prefers short form content. So with every video, I can't go through and state explicitly, yes, I know this. Yes, I also know this. And so instead of assuming that I maybe omitted something because of time purposes, the assumption is that I didn't know it and that I'm stupid and that I consistently make uninformed financial decisions. Which is just really funny for me and everyone that knows me personally, because if you do know me personally, you know that I am obsessive, like down to the penny with my finances. In fact, my budget is so big because it goes out through 2028 that I had to separate the spreadsheets to keep track of everything. So when I made that video talking about how much my house payment is, most of the comments just said that I was stupid and clearly didn't know how to read loan disclosures. When in reality, when I was house hunting, this was the tab I kept and I had a different one for every single address I was interested in. And when I said I felt lied to about the prices, it was because everyone I know bought a home in a rural area. And also when you do research online and plug in your estimates, it's not accurate. It's just not. So when my realtor gave me the price breakdown for the very first property we visited, I was a little bit surprised because it was way more than I thought it was going to be and way more than the estimates online said it would be. And then with my Dave Ramsey video talking about how sometimes you just don't have any other option but then to take out a loan for a car, the narrative then became that I thought loans were a good idea and everyone should get one. So it feels like when women talk about finances, whatever assumption gets us to the point that we can call them stupid, that is the assumption that we're going to make. And it's just this weird conundrum because we shame women for talking about finances and being transparent, but then we also shame them when they don't know something. And that's really a shame because I grew up lower class and I would really love to do a video series about how I made it to the middle class, what mistakes I made, what things I did right, what I learned along the way, because I think that might help people that were in the same situation I was in. I don't think I can make that series confidently. And I think part of that is because when men make mistakes, that's part of their success journey, right? When we talk about millionaires and billionaires, we love to talk about the ways they failed. But when a woman talks about the mistakes she made, we can't move past that because she is that mistake. So thank you for coming to my rant. If you enjoy the finance content and you think it's helpful, let me know and I will absolutely keep making it. And if you're a woman finance content creator, please let me know if this is also something you've noticed.
Guys, I keep telling you all, it's 2024. We don't pay for shit now. Guys, you have to step up your money move. Get educated financially. We're talking about financial literacy. because it's only 6 in the morning, and guess what? I already opened a new LLC. Guys, I have to go get gas later because my car is almost empty. But guess who's paying? My LLC, guys. My LLC. My wife been calling me about groceries and diapers. I'm like, can my LLC pay? She was like, no. And I was like, but I told you. I've been telling you to open your own LLC for this purpose, but never did. Guys, if it can't be shown as a business expense, I don't want it. No, fuck it. Even when I'm getting a fucking drink out of the vending machine, if my LLC cannot pay for it and it can't be shown as a business expense, I don't want it.
Somebody in my comment section asked what we don't agree with Dave Ramsey on, and we've done a YouTube video on our YouTube channel about this before, but I'm going to talk about it on here. And there's a lot, honestly. Yes, he did give us our drive. Most financial gurus out there aren't talking about paying off your house. I definitely feel like he put the idea in our head to not only pay off 6 figures of consumer debt, but then save up 20% to put a down payment on our house, and now bring our mortgage from $250K to $81K. So yes, he did give us our drive. However, he's very extreme. I don't agree with the no credit scores. I think that that's not in check with reality. With the $1,000 emergency fund, that's not enough money. I don't agree with you telling people that you have to do the snowball method. Honestly, his whole thing is just telling people you have to do it this way, you have to do it that way, or else you're not following me. And I don't agree with that in general. Like, people have to tweak stuff, and unfortunately there's a lot of people who do follow him, who blindly follow him, and you're not going to end up really helping yourself in the end. Like, I definitely have heard people in our comment section before saying that they followed him to do a 0 credit score. They tried to get manual underwriting with Churchill Mortgage, and it didn't work. They told them that they couldn't get it done, basically. I don't agree with telling people that they have to do the snowball method. We did the snowball method for us when it worked for us, and then sometimes we would do debt avalanche, which is going by highest interest rates, which makes sense. He also says that you have to do a 15-year fixed mortgage, even though we're looking to pay off our house in 5 years total. I still don't agree with that, because you never know what could happen. What if you just can't afford the larger payment? Go with the 30. Why not? We did, and we're still going to pay it off by next year. This is like the biggest one. I don't know how I was forgetting this one, but credit cards. We use credit cards. Do I agree with paying interest on credit cards? No, absolutely not. But yes, we use credit cards and we pay them off every month. We buy stuff that we are going to buy. And I know nobody wants to hear that who follows Dave Ramsey, but whatever, we do it, and we save up our cash back and we put it on our mortgage too. Another thing, while yes, me and my husband do like use joint money and pay for everything out of the same bank account and all that, like we do that, but he tells people that if you don't do that, like he acts like something's wrong with you. And I just feel like everybody does what works for them. Like, yes, I do think that if you like use separate money and you're like married, I do think that would be very confusing personally to me. I think it's very complicated, but I think that people should be able to just do whatever works for them. Like, if somebody calls in to his show and they're like, oh yeah, me and my husband, we keep everything separate, like he's probably going to shame you. That's another thing. He's very condescending. I get that's his personality, but you don't have to be so condescending and act like people are stupid. Like, he literally has used the word stupid, like, on his show, like, talking about anybody. Some people who get on his show and are his personalities, like, they just act like him, basically. There's some people who go on his show and are his personalities and they just do their own thing. But, like, I've noticed the newer person, Jade, she's been, condescending to people as well, which is unfortunate. Somebody called in about daycare prices, which everyone knows, if you just look it up or just call a daycare, that they're super, super expensive. And she was acting like the caller was just taking their kid to some rich private daycare. It's just out of touch, and it's just the shaming and all that. I don't like that. That's all I can think of right now, but if there's something that you don't like, put it in the comments, because I really just can't remember anything else right now. But I feel like that's almost everything almost.
You know, finance gurus are full of shit. Don't ever listen to them. They'll deadass look you in the face and say this. Honestly, it's your spending habits. You need to control your finances so you can finance for the future. You need to cut out all that fast food and stop drinking those energy drinks, bud. And you'll be sitting there after working a fat-ass 12-hour shift for the 5th day in a row on 3 hours of sleep a day, like... Right. I am the problem. All while they're getting paid $250 plus an hour just to spew that dumb garbage.
The people who want to sell you the idea of doing better financially, of secrets to making more money, be wary of them. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to do better with your family, with yourself, like with your finances. There's nothing wrong with that at all. It's natural, and most people are pretty hard up right now. But anybody who is selling you on that idea, no matter what they show you in their images, they're not wealthy. Because wealthy people are not sitting around trying to devise ways and ebooks of selling to the rest of us how to make more money. They're like running businesses or owning businesses and living in leisure, whatever. The people who are doing that are also trying to make money. It's just that they're trying to take it from you. They don't have any secrets, real secrets of finance to sell you, or like secret side hustles that you'll make tons of money on. It's like, we all know what things you can make a lot of money on. They're extremely like hard labor jobs. They're jobs that have a very high amount of training required. They're jobs that deal with really dangerous things. They're jobs that deal in dangerous areas or places. Things that come with hazard pay. They're things that are illegal, which we don't really need to name all of them. We all know what all of them are. But there's no secret out there that's going to make you a ton more money, and if you just work harder, you can make it. Like, they're going to keep telling you, if you just work harder, you can do it, because they want you to buy their next course or their next ebook. They don't care what happens to you and your family. Be wary of them. Be suspicious whenever somebody says, see how I make $10,000 as a 15-year-old every month. Like, most of those things are fake. If there are any that are not fake, I really can't, I have a hard time imagining what situation or scenario that would be, but pretty much if they're like, hey, come work on an oil rig, like come work, you know, with sewage, wear hazmat suits every single day, get hazmat certified, be a safety officer for like a shipping dock, like have people's lives in your hand every day. And even most of those people have been getting shafted also. Like, there's just not secret money around in the US economy that you can unlock if you buy the right ebook. Like, stop giving your hard-earned money to people who don't care what happens to you.
A quick reminder, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and let's continue the video.
I'm gonna break it down. What you want to do is you want to wake up every morning at 1:47 a.m. You don't even want to eat breakfast. Don't even drink water. Create an LLC as soon as you wake up. Then when you do with that LLC is you go and apply for a business loan, get $100 million within 15 hours. Then you take that $150,000 million, then you go buy NBC. Now you own NBC. So when you own NBC, you want to take the money you make from NBC and make a trust fund. Then you want to stop having damn fun. Now life is boring. After that, you want to make sure you stay up for 7 weeks straight, no sleep, no food, no water, you want to fast every day. You don't want to eat at all for 7 hours straight for 70 days straight. You don't want to eat, you don't want to drink water. Then from there, you want to purchase a Komodo dragon. When you do that, you buy a pet monkey. With the pet monkey, you send the pet monkey to the moon to go find kryptonite. Once you get the kryptonite, you put it on Amazon and have someone drop ship it for you. And that's how you start.
People act like it's so freaking hard to buy property, but honestly, I did it when I was 28 and it was easy as fuck. So take notes because I'm about to school you. So all you have to do is be a passenger in a car accident where the driver drives straight into a utility pole on Christmas Eve, and then spend 4 days in the hospital with a broken back, 6 broken ribs, broken sternum, and broken collarbone, and have a hematoma in your stomach where you can't digest food and have to get your stomach continually vacuumed for 4 days straight, and then be in a back brace for like 6 months. Like, I did it. It was easy. Just do that, collect the money from the settlement, and then use it as your down payment. I don't know why it's so hard for everybody to understand. Bootstraps.
Finance gurus are actually the worst. if you do this and this and this, you will become rich or whatever, you know? And it's all of these false promises that I hate. A lot of their advice is just like very unrealistic and just out of touch, you know? And it is extremely frustrating. It takes years to build wealth. Not 1 year, not 2 years, 10, 15, 20 years. 5 years at the least, you know, so.
I just had the craziest job interview of my fucking life, and I need to know if what just happened to me is literally legal. The interview was with this big financial guru. I'm not gonna say who it is, but I'm sure you can guess. For those of you who know me and for a little bit of context, I'm Katie, I'm a coach, I help musicians grow their careers, and I'm not stopping doing my business, but I recently moved to Nashville, and I've just been like seeking out other opportunities that feel in alignment for me. I saw this listing, it's literally what I do, online marketing for online educational programs, so I applied. And I had heard about the company and the guy before, but I did not realize how fucking toxic he is until I got on this interview. The interview starts, we're talking about like the position, work, yada yada, that's all fine. Then we start to talk about culture of the company. First, the recruiter asks me if I agree with the guy's opinions on credit cards, which is that credit cards should be the new cigarettes and nobody should have them. She also said that they expect all of their employees to practice what they preach basically and have literally no debt, which, sorry to say, but I have student loan debt, I have a car loan because I just bought my car out, and I definitely use credit cards, okay? She was like, we're not checking wallets at the door, but like we expect people to follow this. And I was like, okay. She starts to talk about mission and shares that they are basically a faith-based organization and asks if I agree with their mission. I answer by kind of beating around the bush and saying that I agree and appreciate some of the like core values that they had on their website, but not by being like, yes, and I love Jesus. So I think that at this point, she's getting the red flags from me because I already did not fully agree with like the founder and I'm not like praising their religious background. She begins to share then that they have like, not like a mass, but like a preacher come basically and talk to them once a week, and then they like talk about the sermon with their teams and blah blah blah. I'm ready to bow out, but I just don't know how to do that without being super rude. But don't worry, because she did it for me. She then asks, I can't even say it. She basically says, we believe that our employees should not have sex before marriage. Is that something that you agree with? I'm like jaw on the floor, completely just like flabbergasted. Like, how did you just ask me this? And I respond by saying, I don't think that's something that my work needs to know. Like, that is not something that I feel comfortable sharing with a place of work. So I didn't even say yes, and I didn't even say no. I just said, I'm not sharing that information. Tell me this isn't discrimination, because then she goes, would you agree that you're not a good fit then? And at this point, I'm like, get me the fuck off this call, like, obviously. But how is that not religious discrimination? It was giving cult, it was giving, like, you cannot disagree or you're out, and it's just insane.
I appreciate you guys watching the video today. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.